Good afternoon, guten Tag. Ich spreche ein bisschen Rüdiger-Deutsch, but I'm going to try this in English if you don't mind. It will be a little bit easier for me and I think better for you. I will be indeed talking about renewable fuels as an alternative to decarbonization. And let me say up front that we fully believe in electric. We think it's a fantastic solution to decarbonize transport. However, we also believe that renewable fuels is an essential option to create a healthier planet for our children in the future. Actually, did I have a clicker? Is this the one? Green is forward. Okay, so first, a few words about Neste itself. We're originally a Finnish oil company, founded end of the late 40s. And about 15 years ago, we started to look for alternatives for fossil fuel. We came with our patented NextBTL technology to make renewable diesel. And today, we're the largest renewable diesel and sustainable aviation fuel producer globally. We produce about 3 million tons today. End of next year, we'll be producing 5.5 million tons. We just announced yesterday that we'll be investing in our Rotterdam plant to have 1.3 million additional renewable diesel or sustainable aviation fuel by the end of 2026. So we're going through tremendous growth, and the feedstocks for these renewable diesels and sustainable aviation fuels are virtually all 92% last year waste and residues. So for example, we use cooking oil, animal fat wastes from the food industry. And last year also alone, we've helped our customers to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions by more than 10 million tons, which is equivalent to taking 4 million cars off the road. So today, about 90% of our profitability actually comes from renewables. So we started as an oil company, and we're really moving towards a renewables company. Our key areas of focus are renewable road transportation, where renewable diesel is our key solution. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. Renewable aviation, so our sustainable aviation fuel gives 80% greenhouse gas reductions compared to fossil jet fuel. And renewable polymers and chemicals, so we recycle plastics, but also create plastics from renewable feedstocks like used cooking oil. And then really the question which some of you might ask, so if we have electrification, why would we need renewable fuels at all? And hopefully this picture will give a bit of an answer to that from our view. So if you look at the big box, which you see, the total box is the global oil consumption annually at 4.8 billion tons. About half of that is used for transport. Now, if you ramp up by 2040, 600 million electric vehicles, which is already quite ambitious, will replace a bit over 10% of the fossil fuels. If it's 1 billion electric vehicles, it'll be 20% of the fossil fuels replaced. So clearly, this is 2040. We're not talking about 2030, this is 2040. And we need to act faster than that, as we all know. We believe there's a possibility to replace 1 billion tons of fossil fuel with renewable fuels, biofuels. So these are not just our renewable diesel, but these are biodiesels, ethanol, et cetera, et cetera. And even then, there's still half of the fossil fuels remaining. So we need even more solutions. Some of those we've spoken about today: hydrogen, new feedstock technologies, power to liquids, e-fuels, et cetera, et cetera. So this is a huge challenge. This is a huge challenge. We need all the solutions that we can get. Some of the technologies, will iron itself out. But ultimately, we believe also that these technologies need a level playing field, so that we can evaluate them all on their own merit, and that our customers can also choose the ones that fit closest to their needs. So our road transport solution is Neste renewable diesel. In some selected countries we brand them. This product, also known as HVO, gives on average, so our product is made of waste and residues, so on average this is 90% greenhouse gas reduction. It can be used in any diesel engine without modification. We call it a drop-in fuel, and any infrastructure, so tanks, pumps, pipelines, etc. And it also gives some particulate emission reductions. It's a very clean fuel, as you can see. It looks like water, it smells like water, so it doesn't smell. And so up to 10 to 30%, depending on the particulate, depending on the engine, can be reduced. Of course, with the latest Euro 6 engines, these are already very, very clean, so the particulate emission reductions will be lower. But a very, very good solution, clearly, to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. And maybe a little bit more detail about the greenhouse gas emissions. So you see here, this is really based on the calculations, the methodology of the Renewable Energy Directive of the European Commission. And you can see really that in the fuel use, these are waste and residues, there's really no greenhouse gas emissions. The 10% remaining comes from transportation and production. And of course, we will be working further to decarbonize this further by using renewable diesel for truck transport or decarbonized shipping, green electricity, green hydrogen, etc. So we'll be able to move this 90% higher. And the availability also, we're a Finnish company, again, by origin, so we've started very much in Finland, where we launch where we see the markets really develop. We also launch a product with a brand, we call it Neste Renewable Diesel. And we've started in Finland, Sweden, the Baltics, Netherlands, Belgium, US West Coast, California, Washington, Oregon. And so already today we have 600 retail sites with Neste Renewable Diesel available. We've served over 4,000 B2B customers. And we're now also focusing on Germany, clearly the largest economy in Europe, very influential, but it hasn't been easy because, as some of you might know, there's something called the Zonneveld, which regulates sales at the pump. The density of our product is slightly different, and this actually disallows the sales at the pump in Germany. It's really virtually the only country in Europe where that's the case. But it can be used for off-road purposes. With the Clean Vehicle Directive now, it can also be used for public fleets, like bus fleets. And of course, we're working hard now also in ensuring that transport companies and even the private motorists can make use of this as a solution. And by the way, we're doing a soft launch now. We're launching our Neste renewable product also in Germany. So it will become available going forward. So as we speak, we're actually launching Neste renewable diesel in Germany with a couple of distributors. So then a lot of people say, well, is there actually enough of this stuff, right? It sounds like a very nice solution. Is there enough? And you can see here in this graph today, there's about 10 million tons available. We think that in 2030, demand will be actually growing very significantly to 40 to 50 million tons. But at the same time, you can see that supply, so production capacity, is also increasing. So supply and demand are very much in balance, as you can see. So therefore, we believe that the supply will not be an issue for the demand. And then people say, well, okay, but this is waste and residues, limited feedstock, etc. Where do you have enough feedstocks for this? So again, remember the 40 to 50 million tons of production of waste and residue fuel. We have 50 million tons of waste and residues already identified globally. So we believe that there will already be a basis for this, but then we need to look at other feedstocks, novel vegetable oils, cover crops, algae, lignocellulosics, and even new technologies, power to liquids, and so on. If you add all of these up, you'll see that there's about 1 billion tons which links back again to the picture that we showed before, around 1 billion tons of renewable fuels going forward. So we think there's good solutions to decarbonize already today. We don't have to wait. There's very good solutions already today. As you saw, renewable fuels can scale up significantly, but also we need all the solutions that we can get. Thank you very much.